Have you ever had a piece of gear that changed your entire perspective on the way you did a particular thing and you didn't expect it? That might sound dramatic, but that's exactly what happened to me when I started using the Mighty Pouch Plus from Garage Built Gear. Hello, this is Lamar with MF Research, and today I'm going over what might be one of the best EDC organizer pouches out there, and that is this guy, the Garage Built Gear Mighty Pouch Plus. I'm gonna warn you throughout the video, I'm probably gonna say Mighty Pouch instead of Mighty Pouch Plus. I know there's a Mighty Pouch and there's a Mighty Pouch Plus, but just bear with me. Today we are talking about the Mighty Pouch Plus. And as always, I'm gonna go over the specs and the pouch layout. I didn't do a Gear Hunters video, but I am gonna compare it to some competitors. I've got the Alpaka Hub Pouch and the Data Crew Water Slider, so I'm gonna see how they stack up against each other. I'm gonna show you the gear that I have inside of it every day. I'm gonna tell you what I like about this pouch that makes it so special, and I'm gonna tell you where I think it can improve. So starting off with the specs, the interior measures are 3.5 by 4.5. It uses a number 9 YKK zipper on the outside. If you can get it retail, it costs about $49. The material options include, but are not limited to, 1000 D Cordura nylon, 500 D Cordura nylon, 10-ounce wax canvas. The topo is made from an X-Pac VX07. The one that's right here, it's the Wolf Gray. I think at some point I want to try one of the wax canvas versions. It has a vertical front pocket covered with 3 inches of loop for your patches. We'll go over the layout a little bit more once we compare it to the competition. Let's talk about why it changed my loadout and my carry so much. When I first got it, I put all the contents from my hub pouch into it, and I still had more space. I decided to see what else I could fit in here, and by the time I was done, I realized that 80% or so of what I need in a day was inside the pouch. After carrying it for a little while, I started to experiment with smaller loadouts, and that's where the idea for the micro EDC series is coming from, and that's where the first video in the series came from. I don't recommend carrying it in your pocket unless you've got like cargo pants or something, but it does actually fit if you need to throw it in there in a pinch. This is one of those times where the price is actually justified by what you get. It's maybe even a little better, so you may even have a deal on your hands. I'm not a fan of the markup on the secondhand market. A lot of times they end up being double, triple, quadruple what the original price is, and that's not cool. All right, here's how I've got this guy loaded up from the front to the back. So in the front, in the slip pocket, since it could possibly get wet, I've just got one of my hand sanitizer wipes. They're a foil wrapper, so they won't really get wet if it rains. And that's all I have in there. In the back, on the zipper compartment, I just have some stuff for cuts and scrapes. So a pack of Band-Aids, some alcohol wipes, and that's it in there. Just got to have the colors for the kids. And that's all that's in there. So now let's go inside. So here's the one zipper. I will say I did have some X-Men pouches on here representing X-Men 97. Who's watching that out there? If you are, the finale's coming out, I think the day before this video comes out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. So now let's go inside the pouch. And honestly, it's a lot of stuff that you've seen before, so we will go over it pretty quickly. You've got the key fob to my Jeep with the copper magnet along with the Roby Vaughn flashlight. You've got the Big Idea design pen. And just some chapstick. I had a beard comb in here, but it was starting to get a little too tight in there, so I took that out. I've got my deluxe super tinker. I've got the Gerber Private in here. Again, I took the pocket clip off of it because it usually rests in a pouch. And I will say I've actually used the pry side of this a couple times. Didn't think I'd need it, but I have used it. I've got my little tweezers in here. Since I had the space, I put my fidget in here. This is a Lauti Shuffle. That's been in here for a little while. I've got my house key in here, just with a piece of paracord on it. I had that on there from the last pouch, and I just kept it on there. And then last up, I've got a little bit of medicine. I had an allergy pill in here, but I used it, so I had to replace that later on today, and just a couple pills of Tylenol. I just got these little Ziploc baggies, and I will put the link to these guys in the description along with everything else so you can find it easily. It is an affiliate link, so that does help out a little bit, with the exception of the pouch, but I'm still going to put that. Get on the email list if you want to. These little Ziploc bags, they're fantastic. They're reusable, and they're perfect for this, and they're definitely smaller in a lot of cases than a pill container. And then that's all I have in here. Sometimes I will put a dude wipe in here somewhere, but I use that too, so got to replace that as well. And that's about it. All right, so now that I've got the 3 pouches together, I'm going to compare them. We're going to start on the outside, just like we do the stuff that we carry. Go on the outside, go around, and then go inside. So we're going to start, and we're going to compare the hook and loop panels of each of them. So if you notice on the hub pouch, it's only halfway, or I'd say 2/3 way of the way up to the top, and it doesn't go all the way up to the top. And there's also a zipper pocket here, and that's credit card size. Here, pretty much almost all of the way, we'll say 7/8, I don't know. And that goes up pretty high. You've got more patch real estate on here than you do here. So if patches are important to you, you'll have less space on this one. You do have the Garage Built Gear logo on there. If logos are an issue, that's there, but that's pretty easy to remove. And then this is a slip pocket as well. So that's pretty cool too. And then next up on the Data Crew Water Slider, this entire section is loop. So if you got more patches and stuff like that, and that's most important to you, this is kind of where you're going to hang out right there. But I will mention that there's no external pocket on this side, so you're missing a pocket when compared to these two. So now let's flip them over. On the back, on the hub pouch, pretty basic, just the X-Pack. I think this one was X-Pack. Yeah, this is X-Pack, I believe. An external zip pocket here with no zipper pull. The Data Crew has a waterproof zipper. It's got heat shrink zipper pulls, and the logo's right there. That logo, I would say, would be a little more difficult to remove than that one, but it doesn't bother me. I kind of like their logo, so I'm okay with it. Going around to the zippers, these have Hypalon zipper pulls. This is the only one with double zippers, so that's a plus for me in this book. Dual zippers are nice to have. It is a reverse coil zipper, so that's cool too. This one has probably the biggest zipper on here. It's not waterproof or anything like that. So if that's important to you, that's something to take in mind. It's got a really long zipper pull. You could probably even cut that in half, but it's a big zipper, so this is perfect. And then on the back, it's just got the webbing right there, and that's pretty tight and flush to the zipper, so that's good. And then on the Data Crew Water Slider, it's got waterproof zippers all the way around, and then it's also just got one zipper pull as well, and its zipper pull is a bit smaller than the one on the Mighty Pouch Plus. And it also has, this is more elastic webbing, so if I had to think about it, I feel like this one would last a bit longer than this one as far as the elastic giving out at some point in time. It is a little more loose, so you can put a carabiner right here for storage. While you can do it here too, it's a little bit more work. So next, we alluded to a little bit, this is the only one with a true dedicated external mounting point. This is for their hub system, so that's how I've been carrying it for years. This one doesn't have one, and then this one doesn't have one as well, but like I was saying before, you can put a carabiner right there. So now let's talk about the dimensions of the 3. So if you look at them, as far as width goes, these two seem pretty much the same on the width side, and the Data Crew is wider than both of them, so that's something to point out as well. I think that is what makes the difference with this one being able to slip into your pocket a little more comfortable than this one. I wouldn't carry any of them in my pocket for a long period of time, but you can do it if you really need to. And while these two have about the same depth, I would say this one's a bit larger in the circumference around than this one. So this is what I think gives you options to carry more stuff than this one. This one, you can probably fit as much stuff as you can in this one, but it's a taller footprint on that one. And this one is probably about the same around as this one is. So now let's dig inside each of the pouches. So real quick, just to level set, Alpaka Hub Pouch, Data Crew Water Slider, Garage Built Gear Mighty Pouch Plus. So starting on the left, you've got 2 elastic loops, you've got 2 slip pockets here, and then you've got 2 taller slip pockets there. And that's the storage on this side. The pockets are split here, and so you have individual storage on each one of those on that side. On this one, you've got a wide slip pocket here. You've got 3 elasticized loops here, with 2 being narrow and 1 a little wider. You've got a shorter half pocket here with a little bit of depth to it to give you a little more space. This one has depth too, but because they're stitched together, you won't have as much as you do on this one. And on this one, you've just got the one slip pocket right here that's high up. And then my favorite pouch design for that secondary is just that loop pocket right here that's on the front of those. So it's elasticized mesh, whereas these are just mesh right on there. On the right side of the hub pouch, it mirrors the storage with slight changes. So here, you've just got a one slip pocket where that one was 2. So you can put your wider things there. You've got 3 loops there, and then you've got a slip pocket right here. On the water slider, you've got a slip pocket here, and you've got a slip pocket right there. One thing that makes this one unique is you have the loop right there. Some people put their patches there. I put elasticized rifle round loops right there just to give me extra storage. So that's where this one differs. And then over here, this one doesn't have any elastic loops on this side. It just has the slip pocket and then 2 pockets right there. So similar storage throughout, but slight differences to make them more usable or less usable, depending on what your needs are. I think all 3 of them are pretty good for what they do. It's just different ones do different things better. I like this part the most. I like that this has some depth, and you got 3 loops on there of different sides. You've got the 2 pockets there that I really like. I mean, and this one's just more standard. Not bad or anything, but I just think these 2 do internal organization a little bit better than this one. Hey, I hope you're liking the video so far. Don't forget to like, comment with any gear reviews you'd like to see in the future, and subscribe to MF for Research. Any support helps grow my little small corner of the EDC community. Now back to the video. Let's talk about what I liked in the pouch and what makes it shine to me. First of all, the zipper. It's a large number 9 zipper that goes around the perimeter. It's a solid zipper. It holds up well. It's a smooth acting zipper, and I don't have any problems with it so far. The pocket layout with the rest of the elastic loops and all the internal organization, it really allows you to dial in what you put in here. You can really pack stuff in here and organize it to your heart's content. One thing that is kind of cool is that front panel, it's open, so you can use pins and not just patches and REs. So if you've got a couple pins that you want to add, you can do that as well. It also serves as a front pocket as well, so that's a good thing. That means there's usable storage in the front and the back of this pouch. I usually don't see that in pouches this size. It usually is reserved for the larger pouches with more real estate. I love the color options and the material choices. You can try different materials, different colors. You can mix and match your gear. I do kind of like that. I do want to try the wax canvas at some point in time just to see how it compares. For me, in Texas, the shipping was fast. It wasn't Amazon Prime shipping, but it was less than a week, so can't complain about that. Especially when you factor in that it's just a one-man shop making these guys. And last up, the material. This is the Cordura. The material on the pockets, the zippers, the zipper pulls, all the construction is well done. It's made of solid materials, so I think it's going to really hold up to your usage. It's going to hold up for a long time. So now, it's not perfect. There are a few things in my experience with pouches that I wish it had, that other pouches have, and you saw a little bit of that in my comparison between the other 2. I wish it had a dual zipper. I really like dual zippers on pouches because it gives you the option to open it from either side, and you don't necessarily have to open it all the way. It gives you just a little bit more flexibility. It's not a deal breaker, but at least this could have been a waterproof zipper. Sometimes those PU coated zippers do stick a little bit and it wouldn't be as smooth as this, but I'd give up some of that for a little bit of waterproof. I said it in the water slider review. I still don't know what the hole in the middle of the pouch is for. Somebody please tell me. The only thing I can think of is it helps it flex. I wish it had some sort of external connection points. That way you could clip it to a bag, the strap to your sling, the belt on your pants. That gives you a little bit of versatility in the carry options. Right now, since it's a little big for your pocket, the only way you can really carry it is just shoving it in your bag or just holding it in your hand like this. The availability of the pouch is a downside for me. Honestly, that's what kept me away from these pouches. I've known about them for a few years, but I've always been hesitant to get one just because I know they're so hard to get. They don't seem as hard to get as they used to be, especially if you're on the email list or you're on the Instagram, but it's still a challenge. If I wanted, say, the wax canvas in brown today, there's a good chance that I'm not gonna get it, unless I'm willing to pay top dollar on the secondhand market. But I do give it somewhat of a pass because I do like supporting smaller creators. I do like supporting USA made. It's a one-man shop and he's making them by hand. The FAQ page does a fantastic job of setting your expectations for how the process works, how availability works, and if you'll get things that you want. And I will say, since I've been on the email list and checking the site regularly, I might not see the colors that I want, but every item on there that interests me has been available at some time. And this is another one that's kind of outside of everyone's control. The resale market is just crazy to me. There is no way that I'm going to pay $100, $200 for this pouch. It's fantastic, but it's not that fantastic. All right, so this is the Garage Built Gear Mighty Pouch, the foundation of my micro EDC. Let me know what you think about it. Do you have one? Have you considered getting one? Have you tried to get one? This will be the next video up in the micro pouch series. I've got probably 6 or 7 more videos at least planned. The next video that you're gonna see is a comparison of different small pouches that I've got. I've got some fun ideas for those, so we'll share those in the weeks to come. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. This is Lamar with MF Research, and I'm out.